Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. As a salesperson, getting notified of things our customers are doing as it relates to accounting functions is important. Today we will review SRSS and business alerts, quotes to order process in GP, and using SmartLists and SmartView to get info on quotes and orders. Let's get started. As a salesperson, having data at our fingertips is important. One way we can do that is by using SRSS subscriptions. These are daily reports that could be sent to our Outlook inbox. I'm going to cover different formats available such as Excel and PDF and others, and we're going to review quickly how this is set up. As a salesperson, let's imagine the following scenario. I come into the office, it's 8:30 in the morning, I log into Outlook, and I have an email sitting there for me each day that shows me the previous day's sales. So I have an email here with the previous day's sales. As you can see, it's an Excel spreadsheet. I'm just going to open that spreadsheet. Here's the spreadsheet in Excel. It's showing me the invoice numbers and the invoice amounts that get sent. But to make this report even better is I can, using Excel, expand and collapse feature. I can actually expand these lines and actually see the line detail that makes up the particular sales. And the customer amounts are total as well. So the total amount for a specific customer, all within one report. So as you can see, this is very handy. I don't have to log into the accounting system to review each individual transaction that may have been entered the previous day. I can actually see that all in one report. And these reports can be configured using SQL reporting services, and we'll walk through that in a second. So SRSS reports are something that's normally configured when we configure GP for a client. And I'm just going to log in. So normally the SRSS site looks like this, and I have a bunch of reports and folders. I'm just going to look at this one particular report. So daily sales, as you can see, it has pre-configured start and end date, but those can be set to whatever date you're running. And this looks exactly like the report we just looked at in Excel. To create the SRSS subscription, it's a matter of going into the report, going to manage, and then going to subscriptions. And we can set up a subscription, new subscription. I'm just going to edit the existing one. I can send this to a particular email or multiple emails if I want, if I have multiple salespeople, or certain reports go to certain individuals versus other people within the organization. I can even change the format of what gets sent as part of the email. So I could send a PDF file or CSV if I wanted to instead of Excel file or Word document. And then I'd have parameters within the report. I can add some comments in there. And then the other important thing is I can specify the schedule associated with the email. So I can, say I want this to be, let's say, at 8:30 a.m. every day. And this can be, weekly. I can specify which days of the week this gets sent out at. I can specify a start date, and I apply the schedule, and it actually would then get sent at that applicable time to whoever I've specified as email addresses within the subscription. I've only scratched the surface as to what is possible with SRSS subscriptions. If you'd like to learn more about this, please contact Profit by visiting our webpage at www.profit.ca. Thank you.
As a salesperson, knowing if a customer is over their credit limit is a vital part of the sales process. Dynamics GP includes a feature called Business Alerts that allows the system to be queried for predefined sets of data and email that data to a set of users. In this video, I'll use Dynamics GP with an out-of-box business alert to search for customers that are over their credit limit and send an email to myself. This tool can be used for any query that you can think of. You're limited only by your imagination. Contact Profit Business Group for assistance in setting up or creating your own business alerts. I've logged into my Dynamics GP as the system administrator, as business alerts use SQL queries, so you have to be the system administrator to set up or change business alerts. In the administration homepage, I'm going to go to Cards and Business Alerts. The business alert ID that I want to use is the credit limit. The database indicates which company your business alert is going to run against. So in this case, I'm going to pick my Fabricam data. The business alert maintenance window shows all of the different elements of the query that are running against your business alert. To modify the alert, you can then run through each of those different elements. When you modify a business alert, you get taken to the Select Tables window. Here you can pick the different series and then the different tables within that series. The out-of-the-box business alert that compares the customer balances to the customer credit limits uses the customer master and the customer master summary. When you use more than one table, you have to identify how the two tables link together. Once you've linked your tables together, you can build your query. Here we can see that the customer type, it has to be equal to 2, and the customer credit amount has to be less than the customer balance. These fields are out-of-box Great Plains fields, and if you call Profit Business Group, we can absolutely help you with identifying what the right tables and what the right fields are. Moving next to the notification, I'm going to tell the system that I want to send this as an email, and I want to send a message and a report. I'm going to tell it that I want to send this to me, and I'll insert that. The message text in my email is going to say the affected list of customers have accepted their credit limit. And then next I build the report that I want to attach to my business alert. So here I'm going to send my customer number, the customer name, the credit limit, and the customer balance. And then a list of unposted transactions. In theory, these transactions shouldn't go through as the customer is over their credit limit. The report can be sorted as you wish it to be reported. Here I'm going to sort by customer number. The next part of the business alert is scheduling the alert. When do I want Great Plains to run the query, and if any data is applicable, to email me the report. So this particular report goes off every day, it goes off at midnight, and it has no end date. I could set this to go off every 2 minutes and the system's constantly checking. I could send this to go off overnight so it sends me an email and it arrives in the morning for me. It is entirely up to you. Our business alert has ran overnight and I've received the email from SQL. Looking at the attached notepad file, I can then see that I need to contact the Contoso company as I have orders of $20,000, and I need to contact the Vancouver Resort Hotel as they have receivables and unposted invoices or sales and on order amounts that are significantly higher than what their credit limit is going to be once their customer balance is taken into account. As a company, we're going to decide that Country View Estates with their 100 and their 200 is not a big deal. For collection purposes, somebody needs to contact all of these customers as they are over their credit limit. So you can see as a tool within Dynamics GP, a business alert is an excellent way for a salesperson to receive information about their customers that can be used as a vital tool as part of the selling process. For further information about Dynamics GP or business alerts, please call Profit Business Group.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me for today's webinar. I'm going to talk to you about Microsoft Dynamics GP's Sales Order Processing module, where I'll demonstrate how you can go from quoting a prospect, moving the quote to an order and fulfilling it, and finally invoicing your new customer. I hope GP users watching today who deal with sales order entries like a salesperson or a receivables clerk will find this useful and instructive. So without further ado, I will start the demonstration. We need to go into the sales module in GP, then select under transaction, sales transaction entry. Our document type is quotation. Now we're going to look up a prospect. So we need to change the view to all prospects, and our prospect is APA supply. Assign this to a batch. Enter our line items. That is that's a handset, telephone handset, and we are ordering headsets, which is this. If so desired, we can enter a quotation expiration date. Okay. Another feature that we could make use of is if we show details on the line item, we can see how many quantities exist in stock at the moment that we could use to fulfill this potential order. Okay, so for the handset, 247. For the headset, we've got 108. We can drill back to see more details on what's available to promise. We can see that for the headset, there are actually 126 pieces that are available, but 18 of those are allocated or reserved on existing sales orders and invoices. Okay. More detail in this table right here that tells us that there are 5 pieces that are back ordered on a sales order, but we also have 10 pieces that are anticipated to come in on the 8th. Okay. So that's a handy feature. So with that done, we can proceed and print the quote. Oops. And here is our quote to APA supply. So APA gets back to us and says, the handset's a little expensive, so I offered them a 10% discount. Anything to win the sale. So back in GP, I pull up my quote. We have the handset open already, so we'll click on this to expand the detail, markdown. From the 2, we've got the option to enter an amount or a percentage. We say 10% markdown. You can see that it's adjusted our price. Click Save. Okay, from here we can go ahead and transfer this to an order. The potential customer is happy, so we can go ahead and click on Transfer, an order, include totals, transfer. Before it allows us to transfer, it'll say this prospect needs to be converted to a customer. So we'll need to do that. So go ahead and click on OK. Do I want to? Yes, I do. Okay. You're going to need to fill in any missing information. In this case, our missing information is that our address does not have an ID, so we've called it primary. There are other options maybe your finance needs to look into, like what kind of credit limit, what kind of credit are we going to give this customer. So we're happy with the customer setup. Save. Close that. Back here, we click on OK. The transfer log is just going to tell us if it transferred successfully or not. In this case, it did. Okay, so now we can modify the quantity that we actually want to invoice. Let's say that they called in and asked for five the handsets to be canceled. They didn't actually need that much, so I can change the quantity to invoice to 5, and then of course to fulfill the 5. But then there's a balance of 5 somewhere because we ordered 10, so we need to move that 5 to canceled. Okay. Then from here, we can do other things like we can hit print. We can choose to print the order. Picking tickets for our warehouse guys who are doing the packing. A packing slip so that we could insert that in the package and send off along with the goods. Okay, we won't print right now, so we'll cancel that. Okay, so from here we can just go ahead and transfer to an invoice. So the invoice of all the documents that we've gone through in this demonstration is the only document that posts to the general ledger and increases your customer balance. So we're pretty much at the end of the line for this particular sales process. The only thing left to do is to print this invoice and send it out to the customer, and posting it. So as you can see, Microsoft Dynamics GP makes it very simple for you to handle having prospects, creating their quotations, transferring that quotation to an order, and converting your prospect to a customer, and eventually invoicing them. I hope this has been informative for you.
Today we will take a look at a better way of finding our sales documents. We will be looking for them in the Sales Transactions SmartList. SmartList includes some default reports such as open orders, but it also allows you to customize searches and save them as your own favorites. Once you identify the sales document using the SmartList, you can then use SmartList's go-to functionality to drill to the sales transaction entry window and work on your document. We will also take a look at the alternative to SmartList, which is called SmartView from E1. Let's get back into GP and take a look at what SmartList and SmartView can do. Both SmartList and SmartView are accessible from the Microsoft Dynamics GP menu. And once we're in the window, we're going to expand the Sales folder and Sales Transactions. Under Sales Transactions, we see a number of saved reports. The asterisk is a completely unfiltered report, while these other reports have searches already enabled. For example, Open Orders is searching on a document type of order and a document status of unposted. If you wish to customize your search, you can do so in this window. Let's change this to searching for quotes. And now that we have the report that we want, we can save it as a custom favorite. By clicking on Favorites, giving it a name, and adding it as a favorite. Now whenever we go back and run our all quotes favorite, it will perform the exact same search. Once we have found our document using SmartList, you're able to double-click on the document and it will drill to the Sales Transaction Entry window. This happens if the document is available to be edited. If we are instead looking at posted documents, when you drill to it, you'll get an inquiry window where you're not able to interact with the already posted document. SmartView is a popular third-party alternative to SmartList, available from E1. Much like SmartList, it allows ad hoc reporting. It includes the ability to save favorites, but it has some improvements. For example, in this search, I am searching on a document type of quote, where the document number is either QTest 1007 or QTest 1025. This combination of anding the document type and this OR subclause is not possible within SmartList. You are not able to combine anding and ORing. There's also some convenient features of SmartView, such as being able to drag and drop columns to remove them or to add them as you require, as well as subtotals at the bottom. Furthermore, SmartView uses a different query in the back end to find documents, and the alternate query is usually significantly faster than GP's default in SmartList. I've experienced up to a fraction of the time, usually a tenth of the time in large data sets, although this will vary. If you have any further questions about using SmartList or SmartView to find your sales documents, Profit Business Group would be happy to assist. Thank you.